What's going on, traders? It's Austin with Moon Trades, and thank you guys for tuning in this video. Make sure you stay tuned and watch the whole video, but I wanted to talk about today the easiest strategy of 2019, in my opinion, that no one really even talks about. The reason I say this is the easiest strategy is because look at my screen. What do you notice? There is no VWAP, there's no MACD, there's no RSI, there's no EMA, exponential moving average, or simple moving average, there's no SMA, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing like that. We're solely trading based upon price action. What these candles are doing, the movements of what the chart is doing, technical analysis, technical patterns. We don't need the indicators because, again, guys, indicators are called indicators for a reason. It is not, they don't call them confirmations. And people start trading them like they're confirmations. People will start trading like, because the MACD looks like it's reversing, people will take a position when it's just indicating a reversal. It could go all the way up. It could completely just, boom, and get rejected and come down. It could also go all the way up, and then still the price moves down. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before, but the MACD can push up with the price still coming down or staying in a consolidating level. Ask yourself these questions. What is the overall direction? Look at the bigger picture, the bigger chart, literally the bigger picture. So the larger chart. I would recommend looking at the 4-hour, 180-day chart, right? So first of all, look at the bigger picture. Number two, get it out of your head that, oh, it looks like it's reversing. It looks like. So those are just emotions and feelings that you're feeling. Your feelings and emotions do not have to be correct, and that's why a lot of people lose money. So number one, how to identify your overall trend. Is it higher than its low? Is it breaking highs, right? So here's its peak. It broke highs. Here's its peak. It broke highs. So yes, it's breaking highs. Now, can it come down? Yes, it can. But you want to focus on not trying to predict the reversal. Focus on, is it breaking highs and is it breaking lows? It is not breaking lows. It is breaking highs. Therefore, we're still growing. So either way, we should at least get a retest of its previous high. If it doesn't break then you'll be looking forward to seeing if it breaks lows. But as of right now, it should be coming back up, right? It looks like this would be a good potential area to be getting in for a price target of 293. And I'll keep you guys updated on the video for tomorrow or even at the end of the day. Eventually, we're going to look back to see if this price ends up around my price target, 293 or higher, which in my opinion, yes, it will. But I wanted to really basically, if the overall direction is in an uptrend, that means on your littler charts, your littler picture, you can, determine your good buy area. Meaning, for example, on that 4-hour chart on the bigger picture, it was touching a support, right? Ascending support. So technically it's a good deal area. It doesn't mean you want to buy at the very bottom, but on the day trade chart, it means that the price is at a oversold good deal range, meaning either way, it would probably come up to retest its highs, which it did here. We got this clean cut resistance, right? And we had this ascending pattern that I caught on to earlier today and made $810. Let's see. I actually caught on right here, right almost when the market opened. It was 940, and I sold at 950. It was like a 10-minute trade, about 810 bucks. Now you can see it just broke through that descending. I don't like to draw ascending and descending patterns. I usually focus on just like price levels. There's a reason behind that, is because people will go too far and they'll start drawing all these crazy charts, and it'll throw you off big time. But mainly focus on flat support and resistance. But you can see that we are breaking highs, so this probably will end up breaking highs or either retesting this high. So now price target 289.42. If you trade options, which I am a big fan of, if you do calls and puts, you make a lot of money. Even on this little push right here, you could have made it well over $1,000 with options. But basically, the strategy, you want to determine whether or not it's breaking highs, whether or not it's breaking lows, and you want to have a plan, your entry, exit, and stop loss, right? So before you take a trade, you need to understand, okay, is this a good entry? Where should I sell at when I enter? Where should I sell for a small loss if it breaks, right? So, for example, if we wanted to take a trade and we wanted to buy, we're using no indicators whatsoever, and we wanted to take a trade here. Let's just say this one, for example. We could do that one because I did a kind of an example on yesterday's video with this kind of pattern, and you can go watch that. This pattern, how I would have known to buy here to let it push up, and that's in yesterday's video. I'll link it in the description or at the end of this video. But basically, when this pushed up, it reached its previous high, right? Like it pushed down, and then it had this push up, and then it got rejected and pushed down. Now it's retesting its push up, but it retested and pushed up quite well. Thereof, it went right back of its 100% fall, right? It fell 100% and pushed up 100%. So that was a bottom out indication. So now this pattern is indicating that, wow, that's the bottom. So people were now saying, okay, wait for the good deal. You need to wait for a good deal. So then, don't enter, don't have the FOMO feeling, that fear of missing out. Just wait for it, let it pull back, and that could have been a good deal. You could have even waited to see, it's not just going to instantly just shoot up. It's not. The stock market doesn't work like that. It doesn't just rocket up like that right there. So you wait for a good deal, and you enter somewhere in this area, general area. There's no such thing as a perfect entry. Don't focus on this. Don't say, oh, I wish I could have got in right there and then sold right there or right there. This general area right here would be a good entry. This general area right here would be a good sell. So what you want to focus on now is, since it recovered 100%, get on them on the good deal, right? Now, keep in mind, on the 4-hour chart, we understand that the whole overall direction, the overall bigger picture is in an uptrend. Therefore, guys, focus on calls. Focus on buying for it to go up as a bull, because you're in an uptrend. It's going to be in your favor. The odds of it going up is a lot more than it going down if the overall direction is in an uptrend. So thereof, you want to be focusing as a bull, not as a bear. Don't be trying to predict the reversals. Wait for the confirmation. It's breaking highs after highs after highs on the larger chart and on the little chart. So since we're in an overall trend on the bigger picture, then we want to focus on buying calls and being a bull on the littler picture on the day trade chart, even as a swing trade, but on a day trade chart. So it pushed up. Now we're entered here. Now it pushes up. How do we know to sell? Well, number one, you want to find previous resistance, which you should have did and planned your trade before taking a position. But you can see here, previous resistance. Huge, it consolidated in this area, pushed up, got rejected, even bounced again here, and then fell. You could even go out to the very next day, which is good sometimes to do. But you could see here that, the previous day, it was, acting as a support and then acting as a resistance, right? And then rejected twice. You could, they don't have to be perfect, but, I always find where the clusters are. The clusters will be your best friends. But, get that overall direction. So that means now your overall sell area is right here. This would be perfect, a perfect trade. That's a pretty big push. That's a decent push right there. And again, we used no indications. We used nothing like that whatsoever. No RSI. Because a MACD indicator can be tricky, right? Only professionals understand now how not to misuse it. And sometimes it even gets in their heads and they start trading upon that indicator and they'll take a loss. But they learn from it though. Then they're like, oh, okay, I need to make sure I'm not trading upon that indication and that I'm just mainly focusing on price action. That indication is there to back me up, to back up my confidence. It's not there to tell me that it's reversing or it's going up, right? So now that we just took a huge trade, now what you can determine is, okay, if you wanted to take another day trade, let it fall, let it fall. Did it break lows? Right here. Did this break lows? No, it didn't. It bounced up, right? It doesn't mean take a position here because it's a previous cluster, it's a previous support or whatever. That's not what that means. It means wait for it. Just wait for the confirmation so that you don't, take it and then all of a sudden it does break lows. But no, it pushed up and recovered almost 100% of that fall. About 90% of that fall right there. So then you wait for a good deal. It comes right back down. Now you want to be careful on these kind of trades because think about the inverse. It did fall 100% of that recovery. But let it see if it comes back up, and once it starts showing that upward momentum, that it starts breaking, I would say right here, when it breaks that, then wait for the good deal, pull back, and then buy, and then boom, ride it all the way back up to its previous resistance. It doesn't have to get rejected. You know, like it went up a little more. It doesn't have to get rejected there. But guys, if you want to be safe and not take any losses whatsoever, then you want to sell at its very previous resistance. Even even right here wouldn't be too bad. Buy here, sell here, because it could have rejected right there and did a double top and come back down, because you can't read the future. So you have to be safe on these kind of things. But basically, God, look at all those charts. But basically, you really want to focus on, overall direction. I think that if you guys do that, it's going to really change your trading. You're going to start seeing a way more, percentage in gains rather than losses. But I wanted to specifically thank all of you guys for tuning in, especially the ones that are still here on this video right now. There's always polls at the top right of my screen that you guys can participate in. It's to engage you guys, and I would love to see what you guys think. I would love to see, what indicators you guys like to use, if this actually helped you, and I'll have a poll at the top right of the screen. It'll be a little eye icon, and you click on that and you can vote. Thank you guys for all joining. Have a blessed day.